Yes, turn around screen, there you go. Good evening, Lee. It's all blue for a little minute there. I couldn't get the camera to turn around. How are we doing? Good evening, it's Wednesday, folks, which means it's time for book club. Okay, this is the last week we're spending on this book. This is the last chapter we're going to be reading on Jack Canfield's The Success Principles. Next week we'll be starting a brand new book. I'll be talking to you about that at the end of the scope, because I've got a choice actually. Good evening, somebody cool. They have joined as well. I hope you are cool tonight. Let us know where you're viewing from. I'm going to get people at the end. Warren, good evening as well. Selena, good evening. Everyone's joining now. Nina, a few other people I saw there. I'm going to do a little survey at the end, see which book you want to look at for the next month. We've got a choice of two. I'd initially chosen one. Hey Warren, but now there's a choice of two, so I'm going to let you guys decide. We're going to give people a few minutes to join, as usual. Good evening, Selena. Let us know how your week has been going. My name's Ross, for those who don't know me. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist from Manchester here in the UK. I say this on every single scope, but just in case you're watching for the first time, Periscope on 2 nights of the week now, Monday night and Wednesday night, 10 PM UK time. Monday nights we do a session called Motivation and Mind Hacks, and that is motivation and mind hacks to help you get further in your life faster. Little things you can implement into your life, your schedule, your just any part of your life to help you get further faster, really. Good evening, Carla. Let us know where you're viewing from as well. Kat's here. Good to see you, Kat. Not seen you on scope for a while. I missed the Friday ones, I cannot lie, says Selena. Have you been listening to the podcast that I put out on a Friday now, Selena, though, instead? Get on iTunes. If you've not, search for Acts on This TV on iTunes, and you can download the 5 to Thrive podcast. It's kind of a mini Periscope, but it's getting really good reviews, so do get on there, subscribe. You'll get a brand new episode delivered to your device every Friday, free of charge. I missed Monday. Sorry, we'll catch up. No worries, Kat. You can catch up on the replay. Anyone who wants to watch any replays, there's 93 Periscopes. This might be 94 we're doing tonight. Available on actsonthis.tv. If you're an actor, you'll particularly love them. If you're not, you'll still enjoy them, because everything we talk about is applicable to every part of your life. As I was saying, I scope twice. This tonight on a Wednesday night, we do a book club, and we study one book per month. And then I read a chapter. There's obviously more than 4 chapters in a book, so if you want to read the rest of it, you can go out and get the book, read the rest. But we look at one chapter a week for 4 weeks, and they're generally books again on personal development, personal change, productivity, motivation, getting shit done, the science behind success. There's a lot of science-backed stuff that we talk about as well. So that's that. Little intro tonight, guys. I've chosen for the last chapter, Success Principle 28. Book the effing job, Lee is saying, and I've seen Warren say book the effing job. That is a book, by the way, for people who are just wondering. That might be the book we're going to look at from next week. But we'll vote at the end, right? So tonight, chapter 28 of Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. Jack Canfield, author, speaker, businessman, all-round awesome guy. Started a business from nothing, worth about $80 million now. He knows what he's talking about. Good evening, Verona. You've just made it in time. Success Principle 28 is called Clean Up Your Messes and Your Incompletes. And this was something I was reading before, and it resonated with me because I think I'm pretty good. And let me know if you think you're pretty good at this. And it's not a good thing to be pretty good at. But I'm pretty good at starting things, getting halfway through them, practically finishing them, but never quite completing them. So I end up with quite a few projects and quite a few things that are almost done, but not quite done. And then before I've actually had closure on it and totally completed it, I've moved on to something else. I'm like, oh. So, and that can be quite irritating when you've got quite a few things that you need to actually finish. Selena says she's mastered that. Verona says as well. So I'm not on my own then. That's great to know. It starts with a quote, guys. It says, if a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, what is the significance of a clean desk? And that's what we're going to discover tonight. A guy called Lawrence J. Peter said that. He's an American educator and author. One thing I love, are you with me on this as well? Give me some hearts if you love this. I love having a clean desk. You can't really see my desk here. It's not as clean as I would like it today. But I'll give it once a week. I do all my accounts and I get everything done, and my desk is spotless for a couple of days, and I love it. It's it really is a clutter-free desk is a clutter-free mind. I would love that too, said Selena. Well, hopefully, Selena, you can clear your stuff out. But I love it. You know, when you feel you're on top of stuff. You've been through all your emails and you've deleted everything bar the ones in your inbox you need. You've replied to everything that you need. Your desk is clean. You're just like, come on, I'm ready for new. I've made room for new. Nice idea, but it rarely happens, says Warren. Well, I like my boss to see that I'm overworked, says Kat. I couldn't do it, Kat. Honestly, I need my desk to be clean. If my desk has just got me, my keyboard, my mouse and a coffee, and a book maybe, I'm well happy with that. So, it starts with a diagram, guys. Let me see if you can see this, because this is what we do. This is what I'm talking about. So we decide what we want to do, and then we plan what we want to do. We start it. We continue it. Then this is where I kind of get stuck here. We kind of get to the finishing stage, but we don't quite get round here to the complete stage. So I've got like quite a lot of things around here that I'm like, oh, I should really finish that, or that'd be good if I got that out, or I'm procrastinating on that. You know, it's just not quite closed off. There's a few things on the new website design at actonthis.tv. The majority of it is done, and I'm really chuffed with it. There's still a few bits that you guys won't see because it's behind the scenes that just need cleaning up, and they're not like mission critical to getting the website out there, but I just know that I'm not going to feel right about adding new features until they're done. So I'm in that complete phase, but I'm in that finish phase, but not quite complete. Dare to Dream is in the house. Great username. Let us know where you're daring to dream from. So that's the little diagram it starts with, and then Jack says, take a look at the diagram above, which you've just seen. It's called the cycle of completion. Each of these steps, decide, plan, start, continue, finish, and complete, is required to succeed at anything, to get a desired result, and to finish. Yet how many of us never complete? We get all the way through the finishing stage, but leave one last thing undone. Are there areas in your life where you've left uncompleted projects or failed to get closure with people? When you don't complete the past, this is really profound. When you don't complete the past, you can't be free to fully embrace the present. So it's not thinking about the future or anything like that. We don't do that. It's about embracing the present. So when you can't complete the past, you can't embrace now, effectively. It's not saying when you can't complete the past, you can't embrace the future. You can't embrace the present, okay? So he goes on, he says, failing to complete robs you of valuable attention units. And this is quite a cool way to look at it. He says, when you start a project, or make an agreement, or identify a change you need to make, it goes into your present memory bank. Confession, I'm the same with Bulletproof. I have a desire to finish, but I'm fine. Right, Warren, well, we're going to think about this, and we're going to talk about this at the end of this as well. It's a great example. It's hard to juggle anything else but lines at the moment. Oh yeah, because you're doing a lot of rehearsal, aren't you? A lot of acting rehearsal. Oh, and I guess, Lee, you were saying BPA before. That's what you meant as well. So you're having this as well. Okay, well, we'll talk about this at the end. For those who haven't got a clue what he's talking about, I released a mindset program in February that a lot of the guys on these scopes are going through. A few people have finished it. A lot of people are getting, it's 5 units. It's a lengthy project. It's a lengthy process, but it's really, really, I think it's invaluable for anybody to do, really. Same, says Selena, still a few pages to go on Unit 5. So there's 5 units. And people had a lot of momentum. Unit 1, 2, 3, we're smashing out 4. And now they're getting into the complete, well, the finish stage almost. It's keeping that momentum running through to get to the complete stage. There's a difference between finishing something and completing something. So we'll look at that in a little while. So he says, you know, when you you start a new project or whatever it is, you know, it goes into your present memory bank, okay, and it takes up what Jack calls an attention unit. Okay, we can only pay attention to so many things at one time. Who agrees with Jack? Hear, hear, completely. And each promise, each agreement or item on your to-do list leaves fewer attention units to dedicate to completing present tasks and bringing new opportunities and abundance into your life. So we only have a finite amount of attention units. I think women have more than men. I see a lot of. I think women are great at that. Oh, I've got this on. They're cooking. They've got 6 pots on. You know, they're ironing. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? I don't mean like that's all women do, but they just seem to be able to multitask better. If I'm cooking, I'm cooking. I'm not cooking and I'm ironing a shirt and I'm putting some stuff out or whatever I'm doing. Dug a hole for myself there. But anyway, Jack carries on. He says, so why don't people complete? Right? Why don't people complete? Often, incompletes represent areas in our life where we're not clear. Oh, everyone's laughing at me now. Or where we have emotional and psychological blocks. So for those who aren't really, they're not complete in Bulletproof Actor yet, although they've finished so much of it. Maybe it's because you're either not clear, and if you're not clear, post in the Facebook group for Bulletproof Actor, or email me, or leave a comment in any of the lessons or anything like that. Or there are psychological blocks, and they might be emotional. You might be like, I don't want to go there, I don't want to think about that. But have a think about what it could be for you. Matt's here as well. Good evening, Matt. So it says, for instance, you have a lot of requests, projects, tasks, and other things on your desk you really want to say no to, but you're afraid of being perceived as the bad guy, so you put off responding to avoid saying no. Meanwhile, the sticky notes and stacks of paper pile up and distract you. There may also be circumstances in which you have to make decisions that are difficult or uncomfortable. So rather than struggle with the discomfort, you let the incompletes pile up. Some incompletes come from simply not having adequate systems, knowledge or expertise for handling those tasks. Other incompletions pile up because of our bad work habits. Who gets texts from people going, oh, it's my friend's surprise 30th birthday party next week. Can you make it? And you're like, oh God, I don't want to go because I've got loads of stuff to do. But I feel bad saying I don't want to go because it's their surprise 30th birthday party and I went to school with them or whatever. So you don't reply. You just leave it incomplete, and then you end up. It's playing on your mind all the time. Going, oh, I must reply to that. What excuse can I come up with, or what can I say? What can I say? Whereas if you'd have just initially replied with, "Thanks, so busy," or something like, can't make it, or got plans that night. Brody says, "Oh my God," he says, "Yeah, that's her." We all do that, but it leaves these incompletes in our lives that can be irritating. I have no problem saying no. Good, Selena. Good. You shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't. But we do have a problem with it. Oh dear, that's 100% me, says Matt. It's great, Selena, if you can say no. I'm much better at it, but I've not mastered it. I've definitely not mastered it. I get to the point where I don't care, like, of what people might think, but at the same time, I care so much about what they might think. So it's difficult. It's a difficult one. So Jack goes on. He says, get into completion consciousness. So being conscious of getting things complete. Okay, continually ask yourself, what does it take to actually get this task completed? Then you can begin to consciously take the next step of filing completed documents, mailing in forms required, or reporting back to your boss that your project's been completed, whatever it is. Think about this. He says, the truth is 20 things completed have more power than 50 things half completed. True. 20 things completed have more power than 50 things half completed. So one finished book, for instance, that can go out and influence the world is better than 13 books you're in the process of writing. So true, says Selena. The older you get, the more choosy you get about spending your valuable time. Good, Nina. Excellent. Well, I'm glad that's coming to us all. I'm much better at it. I am much better at it, but there's a few people in my life I'm still weak when it comes to saying no. Well, really I should just go, no, definitely not. I can't do that. I can't make it, because I'm like, oh God, they've been really good to me, and like, yeah, I don't know. I'm not brilliant at it. So yeah, one book complete is better than, well, it's not better than 13 books that are in your process of writing. It's better than like 1 million books in the process of being written. Rather than starting 15 new projects that end up incomplete and take up space in the house, you'd be better off if you started 3 and completed them. Totally. Leave the lines and finish Bulletproof then. Well, you've got to prioritise as well. So you've got to only have the one thing, Warren, as well. So to be an essentialist and get shit done, you've got to look at what is the thing that's the highest, priority, and not priorities. Remember, we learned when we looked at Essentialism, a great book by Greg McKeown, that it wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that the word priority was actually pluralized. It was never meant to be a plural word. It was only, the priority was the only word that existed. until the Industrial Revolution came in. And then when people wanted to, you know, get people working harder and harder and harder, they pluralized it and said, no, you can have more than one priority at a time. You can't. You must have just one priority, and that, you know, that is the thing that you're working on. So he goes on about the 4 Ds of completion. Don't feel bad, Warren, says Selena. You've been crazy busy, and that's good. It is good as long as you're being productive, Warren, and not just busy. There's a difference. Remember that. Are you being busy or are you being productive? So one way to take care of to-do items is something we've all seen in time management courses, okay? And this is the 4 Ds. Think about this, right? The 4 Ds. You can do it, simple. Delegate it, get someone else to do it. Delay it if you can't complete it there and then. Or you can dump it. That's always an option as well. If you don't want to complete it because it no longer serves you, don't let it irritate you that it's not complete. Write it off. Dump it. Go, no, getting that consciously out of my brain. Don't need to deal with that anymore. So when you pick up a piece of paper, decide then and there whether you'll ever do anything with it. If not, dump it. If you can take care of it within 10 minutes, do it immediately. If you still want to take care of it yourself, but you know it'll take longer, delay it by filing it in a folder of things to do. And if you can't do it yourself, or you don't want to take the time, delegate it to someone you trust to accomplish the task. Be sure to have the person report back when he or she finishes the task, so that you know it's complete still. So you've got those 4 options. You basically do it, if you can do it there and then. You delegate it if you want it done, but you don't want to do it yourself and you can get someone else to do it. You delay it if you want to do it yourself, but you can't do it there and then. Or you dump it. You just bin it off, okay? So we're going to look at 25 ways to complete before moving forward, and this is just a list of 25 things that I want to read you that are going to jog your memory right now of things that you might have in the back of your subconscious that you've not completed that might be robbing you of attention units that you could be giving to things that are, you know, the priority in your life. So he says, how many things do you need to complete, dump or delegate before you can move on and bring new activity, abundance, relationships and excitement back into your life? Use the checklist below to jog your thinking. Make a list and then write down how you'll complete each task. Once you've made your list, choose 4 items and start completing them. Choose those that would immediately free up the most time, energy or space for you, whether it's mental space or physical space. I think it's related, in it though. Like I say, when my desk is clean physically, my brain is clean mentally. At minimum, Jack encourages you to clean up 1 major incomplete every 3 months. If you want to really get the ball rolling, schedule a completion weekend. Great idea. And devote 2 full days to handling as many things on the following list as possible. So these are the things that you might have incomplete in your life. Former business activities. Promises not kept, not acknowledged or not renegotiated. So you might have said you'd promised to meet someone and you never did, and you've been scared of texting them and you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. Drop them a text now, after, not on the scope, don't cut yourself off, after the scope. Unpaid debts or financial commitments, money owed to others or to you. A friend of mine, who's no longer my friend, owes me the best part of 400 quid from about 8 years ago. I've written it off, but it would have been lovely if it had just popped it in an envelope through the door. Probably never going to see that again. If you owe someone 20 quid or 400 quid, pop it in the post to him or deliver it to him. Closets, this is a big one. Closets overflowing with clothing never worn. Say, write yes now if there's something in your wardrobe that you haven't worn in the last year. And if you haven't worn it in the last year, you don't need it. Unless it's your wedding dress and it's like major, like sentimental value or something like that. Throw it away. That's another thing that I love doing. And I used to be a hoarder. Who's ever made the excuse of keeping clothes? Broda says, hell yeah. Who's made the excuse of keeping clothes by saying, oh well, I could wear that if we ever decorate? Kat says, oh Ross, this is so hard. I have too much I don't wear but can't throw them. I would make excuses. I'd go, oh, I'll keep this t-shirt and this old pair of jeans because I could wear it if we ever decorate and I get paint on it. Why? Just throw it away. Verona says, thinking she squeezed back into stuff. Yeah, if you've changed, yeah. I would wear that if I lost a few more pounds. Lol, says Kat. Yeah, honestly, I love clearing stuff out. I always keep clothes in case they would work for a part, says Matt. Yeah, I guess that's something interesting. But with Primark now, you know, like £3 shirts and whatever. If you wanted something, I reckon, you know, if you really needed something, or you wanted to decorate something, or you wanted to just have something for a little part, Verona says you should wear it for bed or maybe use it for filming. You could go and probably get an outfit from Primark for like £20. But that kind of space, I don't know, it's just nice to reinvigorate your wardrobe now and again, I think, with some new stuff. And you'd be surprised actually how few things you need. Who's ever been out and bought a lot of new clothes and then looks at their old stuff and going, oh god, got to get rid of all that now, because it looks rubbish compared to your new stuff. I do that. That's why these days I have about 35 black t-shirts. I just go, let's go super basic and plain. No worries then. I still have my teenagey clothes in case I ever needed to play a chav, says Kat. Kat, bin it, get rid. You're never going to need it. You're never going to need it. So clothes is a big one. Another one here, a disorganised garage crowded with old discards. Anything like in your garage, you go, oh, I've got a shed out there. I used to keep my bike, I'd go mountain biking. I used to, so both my bikes robbed out of the shed. But there's boxes of crap in there that I'm like, I'm never gonna use that. But you just go, oh, just in case, put it in the shed. And then your shed builds up with rubbish you're never gonna use. Haphazard or disorganised tax records. Who's good with their tax here? I'm pretty good with that. Leads and plugs, says Verona. Yeah, exactly. How many plugs do you have to things? And you go, what's this for? No, not even any idea if I still have the thing that this was used for. I do that all the time. Got a box of wires over there. Some of them are from like early 2000s for things that probably don't even exist in technology anymore. Connections for things that are like way old. They could be binned. Let's have a look. Junk drawers. Oh god. Junk drawers full of unusable items. What's tax, says Warren. I won't be telling HM Revenue and Customs about that, Warren. But yeah, who's got like a bits drawer? Got 2 bit straws downstairs full of shit. Honestly, they could be cleared out. I'm going to do loads of clearing out after this. An attic fills with unused items. I don't have an attic, but maybe you've got an attic where you're like, got 5 Christmas trees up there from 20 years ago. You need to bin them. Missing or broken tools. Your car boot or back seat full of trash. Whose car needs cleaning out right now, and it depresses them when they get in it because like, who's the person? Whenever you give a lift to someone, has to go, look, I'll warn you now. You have to just excuse the state of the car, and like, you know, there's just like piles of McDonald's and empty bottles of water behind the seats, all that kind of stuff. I've got loads of mates like that. Incomplete car maintenance. I don't drive, so I don't have any of that. Disorganised basement. Filing left undone. Maybe you've just got loads of receipts, invoices, that kind of thing you could get done this week. Computer files not backed up. Massive one for me, this. I always have to back up everything. It's like super critical for me. Computer files not backed up or data needed to be converted for storage. So a friend of mine actually has just gone through his entire vinyl collection and he's recorded it digitally so he can store it on his computer now and get rid of all his vinyl. People do that with VHS tapes as well, convert it to digital, store on the computer. But do please importance of backing up your stuff on your computer. Hard drives are not invincible, and if you've got stuff on your hard drive for your business or your acting career or your show reel footage you've paid hundreds of pounds for, that kind of stuff, and it's on your computer, and then your hard drive goes, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. Acting Mechanics is in the house. I just seen Joy and Rach is here. Good evening. Talking about things you can incompletes in your life, Rach, that you can complete and to make room for new. Old incompletes. Things that are just niggling you in the back of your head, like I should do that, I should do that, I should do that, and you get to the point where you've almost finished tasks, but you've not quite completed them. So other things on the list, guys, we've got family pictures never put into an album. Who's got that? Or maybe you've got photos printed out on your phone and you've not printed them out. I've been watching some live from Twitter. Oh, checking the scope out live from Twitter. Excellent work. Good. Mending, ironing, or other piles of items to repair or discard. I had a knitted top with a button that was missing on it. Never wanted to wear it because of it, even though there's nothing wrong with it, bar that button. Got the button fixed. Now I want to wear it again. Maybe you've got something like that in your wardrobe that you need sorting out. Let's have a look. People you need to forgive. So maybe there's someone you need to forgive in your life, and that's holding you back because you're like, you know, I just need to let this go. This is bullshit. This is affecting too many different parts of my life. Time not spent with people you've been meaning to spend time with. That's massive. Selena says yes to that. What was that for the forgiveness one, Selena? Yeah. And then time spent with people you've been meaning to spend time with. My friend Simon lost his mom literally in a split second 2 weeks ago. She was totally fine. She obviously wasn't, but no one knew she was ill. She's out in a hot chocolate in Costa Coffee with a granddaughter. She'd been shopping, having a great laugh. Then suddenly sat down when they got back. Literally collapsed dead. Literally instantly. Big blockage in the heart, and she passed away. Obviously Simon, had been seeing her every single day, always popped in. It was his mom, always popped in on the way from work to make sure she was all right. But if there's someone in your life who you're meaning to get in contact with and you've not quite, got round to it, do it. Verona says sad face, but it's not supposed to be sad, Verona. Just supposed to for me, it just made me so acutely aware of my mortality and what you're doing with your life right now. Is it what you want to be doing? Yes, not seeing my parents since Christmas, so guilty of that. Ring 'em, Warren. FaceTime them these days, it's great. My nephew FaceTimes my mum every night almost, and it's brilliant because he lives down south, my mum lives up north. They get to see each other all the time through FaceTime, it's great. Incomplete projects or projects delivered without closure or feedback, and then acknowledgements that need to be given or asked for. I talk to my mum every day. FaceTime is great, says Selena. Awesome, that's a good one. So have a think about just the things in your life that are currently incomplete, that are niggling you. Because the thing is, when you don't complete one thing, and then you get in a bit of a slump because that's not done, and then you allow other things to not get completed, and then they build up, and then it becomes overwhelming, and then you're like, ugh, I can't face that pile of receipts now for my tax return, or I can't face going through all those emails now because I've got 300 in my inbox because you didn't complete on the days, the 3 days prior to that, so you've let it all build up. So Jack finishes by saying, what's irritating you? Okay, he says, like incompletes, daily irritants are equally damaging to your success because they too take up attention units. What's it got here? Oh, perhaps it's what's it got here? Oh, patio door. What's that? Perhaps it's a torn screen on the patio door that lets in annoying insects. I don't have one of those. One of the best things you can do to move further, faster, along your success path is to fix, replace, mend, or get rid of those daily irritants that annoy you and stay on your mind. So simply, the gist of it all is really to just make sure you finish that cycle we looked at the beginning, which is just don't end up like I have on so many things in this finishing zone here and not in the completion zone, which is here. You've gone through all these other stages, you've decided what you want to do, you've planned how you were going to do it, you've started it, you continued to do it, you've almost finished it, but you've just not quite completed it. Get rid of the neighbour's children, says Selena. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, maybe that's one for you. Huge bear in the attic called Henry that I've always been afraid to get rid of since I was a kid. Wow, well maybe Henry Cat can go to... Henry's not a cat, by the way, that was Cat who said that comment. Maybe Henry can go to another child or a charity shop and give some children... As long as he's not a scary bear, and that's why you've been petrified to get rid of him, you can give them some enjoyment or something. If you can't quite bear to get rid of something for sentimental value, give it to someone else who's going to enjoy it. You'll find it much easier. Scared the hell out of me, says Cat. Burn him. Burn Henry, Cat. Not really. I have a place in my bed for Henry, says Verona. There you go. Look at that. This is the power of Periscope. We have rehoused a homeless bear tonight. Henry could be used by Selena to scare away the kids. Look at this. Together, guys, we're coming up with some great answers. It's a scream fest all day, every day. The mum is the worst. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. That would be bad. Oh, yeah. Because if I record a lot of audio and stuff here, yeah, if I had a scream fest next door, they'd be going missing. Not like in a terrible way. I just get the message across that that's not acceptable. But yeah, for the benefit of the tape, police, I didn't mean that. It's just a joke. That was all. So that, guys, sums up the 4th chapter of Jack's book. So we looked at 4 of chapters of Jack's book, The Success Principles. If you want to read more of it, get it. It's intimidating because it looks massive, but those chapters, I've read it tonight. It's a short chapter. There's 64 chapters in it. Each is a principle of success, and they're all 6 or 7 pages long. That's all. So it's a really easy read. I'm sure you'll be able to get this as an audio book as well on Audible. If you go on iTunes, I'm sure Jack's recorded it as an audio book. So check it out. If you're watching on the replay, the link to this book on Amazon is just below this video. Click on that, it'll take you straight through. You can buy it straight away. On the back of the book, it's 15 quid, but I don't think I paid that for it. As always, books on Amazon are cheaper. I think it's about 11. So now it's voting time for next Wednesday's book club. We've got 2 books to look at, guys. I was initially going to look at this book. It's a New York Times bestseller by Gary Keller. It's called The One Thing. It's really going to help you kind of drill down into the one thing you need to be doing right now and the one thing only. We mentioned the word priority before, only ever being meant to be a singular word, not a plural. Priorities was never supposed to be invented. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution kicked in and people wanted to make people work for longer. So this will help you figure out your priority right now and get that shit done, keep you from being distracted. Or little curveball, because I interviewed LA acting coach Anthony Mindel last Friday. You can listen to the podcast, an awesome chat with him. You can listen to that on actsonthis.tv. Go to the podcast section, completely free to listen to. It's about an hour and 3 minutes of genius. Anthony's released a new book, a guide for actors called Book the King Job. And it's a really easy read as well, but it really looks at acting from a very different perspective. Anthony doesn't kind of subscribe to acting technique as such. He doesn't want actors, and I agree with this wholeheartedly, to separate their acting life, their acting career, their acting technique, anything like that, from their self. So that's why when I do book clubs like this and all the periscopes we do that seem sometimes quite general in terms of getting your life in order and helping you get success in all areas of your life, it's all related by default to your acting career. Ironically, the less you focus purely on your acting career, the better you become as an actor, because you're having more experience in more sectors of life. You're getting more done. You're seeing more things. You're not just, drilled down, I've got to be an actor, I've got to be an actor, I've got to be an actor. You're just going to be like one-dimensional if that's all you've got in your life. If you've got other things you're pursuing, you're having experiences, new experiences, daily, weekly, monthly, you're going to be a better actor because you've got a shitload more of experience to draw from. So Anthony's book, he says on the back, learn the answers to questions like these. How do I find and develop a character? In brackets, he's put, you don't. I love it. How do I know how far I need to go before it becomes melodramatic? In brackets, well, if you have to ask. Third, what am I so scared of? In brackets, what are we not scared of? How do I work with my agent during pilot season? It's put, wait, how do I even get an agent in the first place? What do I do if I get nervous in front of a casting director? Do I have talent? What's the number one thing I need more of in my life and work? Loads of questions like that. But I love it. He's quite like me. He drops a few B-bombs, couple of F-bombs now and again. But it's a really easy read. So what do you want? What do you want to focus on? This one or this one? Kat's voting for Book the King Job. Who else? I need to see some more votes. We've got 1 for Book the Effing Job from Kat. What else have we got, kids? It's all gone quiet on the Western Frontier. BFJ for Verona. BFJ from Nina. I'm sorry, Gary. You are a New York Times bestseller and a Wall Street Journal bestseller. However, it's a unanimous BFJ vote. I'm going to put Gary back on the bookshelf. Don't worry, Gaz. We'll settle there. We'll come back for you another time. Okay, well that's done it then. Tweet Anthony Mindel as well, at Anthony Mindel. Mindel spelled M-E-I-N-D-L. Let him know if you listen to the podcast. And if you've not listened to the podcast I did with him, you really should go and listen to it. Honestly, I'm not just saying that because I love the sound of my own voice. I'm saying it's actually valuable. There's a lot of stuff we talk about. There's not all la-di-da acting bullshit either. It's like life. It's real stuff. Real stuff. So you'll enjoy it. I'm sure you'll resonate with it. Go to actonthis.tv, click into the podcast section, and you'll see it there. Selena says she loves him. He's a great guy. We're well on the same page. Gritty stuff, says Lee. It's just good and it's real. Yeah, it is absolutely. It's written in a really everyday tongue as well. It's not like dressed up as anything fancy. I love it. Awesome. So that will be next Wednesday's book, guys. Awesome. Look forward to that. I'll choose a chapter and surprise you with it. I'm going to be releasing a new 5 to Thrive episode on Friday. Who's listened to the 5 to Thrive episodes yet on iTunes? Go to iTunes. Completely free. Brand new episode every Friday. A bit like a mini Periscope like we've done tonight. 5 minutes, that's all it is. Well, it's about 8 minutes actually, most episodes. Search for Act on This TV in iTunes. It's got loads of reviews at the moment, 5-star reviews, people love it. Lee says he loves them. Yeah, love them. I think they're pretty cool. They get delivered completely for free to your iPod, iPad, whatever, every week. You can also subscribe on Stitcher if you don't have iTunes. I have, except last week, says Warren. I have but missed some. Again, we'll catch up. There's 4 available at the moment. There'll be 5 on Friday. But yeah, it's just me really. Or either me on my own most of the time. Sometimes I'll ring someone up and get them on the phone, having a little bit of a chat with myself really, just about life. Are you supposed to be doing a podcast with a cast narrator this evening? I was supposed to be interviewing David Martin today, who's a cast narrator. He casts Scott and Bailey, Prey, that kind of stuff. He's doing a Henry VIII project at the moment, and I got an email from him before going, Ross, really sorry, can we rearrange? I am in the mire of Henry VIII or something like that, so it's probably going to be next week now. But I did something really cool last night, which is going to be a whole new set of features for Acts on This that's super exciting. If I wasn't periscoping on my phone, I could show you on my phone, but I can't. I could show you a little sneak peek or something. But yeah, we're upping our game big time here. There's some really cool stuff coming, and I'll be able to tell you more about that very, very soon. And the first of those new features will be available in the first week of May. I'm so excited about it. It's great. So yeah, there is lots of new stuff coming. Definitely, I've got new features with some great actors and actresses. We've got Ruth Madeley on soon, who's the girl I work with on Don't Take My Baby, who is currently in the running for the leading actress BAFTA at the BAFTAs in 2 weeks' time. Was that Snapchat stuff with Chris? I've been following on Snapchat. So's Verona. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was with Chris in Media City last night, and we were practicing some stuff. So we did a little bit of a test shoot on something last night, and I've done a little piece to camera that I'll probably put out on the Facebook group, or I'll put out on Twitter and that kind of thing. And you guys will get to see that. If you're on Snapchat, I know my Snapchats are ridiculous. Like it's like a child, probably like watching a child with all the filters. I did a zombie thing last night. But bear with me. Yeah, if you're on Snapchat, you will always be the first to know what I'm doing, because I like goofing around with it. It's cool. I'm on a workshop with Chris on Saturday. Oh, awesome, Warren. Brilliant. Great. Oh, you'll also be I Can't Face Snapchat. Oh, you've got to get on Snapchat, Selena. Warren, yeah, so you'll be on. So Rachel Shenton was on here a minute ago. She's doing the workshop with Chris on Saturday as well. So you'll be working with those two, and Amanda Andrews as well. It's a really cool workshop. It is great. Honestly, it's a bit intimidating Snapchat at first, Selena, because the interface isn't that intuitive and you don't really know how you do it. But it is funny, and it's just nice seeing behind the scenes of people's lives. I try and snap as often as I can. I don't always get around to it, but it is quite cool. Give it a go, I guess. Do it, Selena. Follow me and start creating your story. So on Snapchat, you basically like take 15-second videos, 10-second videos, I think it is. That's the longest you can do, and then you can put them out there, and they all are available for 24 hours. So you can create a story by putting lots together, one after the other, and it just allows people to kind of follow your day-to-day life. And they always put like crazy faces on there, and it'll like put dog ears on you or something mental like that. I was like a zombie in Starbucks last night. It's crazy, it's stupid, but it's the future. And I promise you, I know as mental as it sounds, I'm telling you, if platforms like Snapchat, YouTube still is a big one in the game, Instagram is massive. These are going to be the TV channels of tomorrow. I promise you. I know we're all TV actors and we all want to, act on TV. However, this and Periscope, what we're doing now, this is where people are going to be consuming content. So you need to get, I think in 15 years' time, people will only be consuming content on their phone and their tablets. I was talking to someone last night, and they were like, the last time I watched live TV, I can't even remember. I always watched catch-up TV. Or I'll watch it on my phone when I'm on the train. I never really tune in live to anything. So yeah, I think to stay on trend and just be involved in these platforms as they're evolving will keep you at the forefront, really. Yeah, Netflix as well, exactly. Netflix, Lena, yeah, and Amazon Prime Video. I use that a lot. Yeah, TV. You heard it here first. TV is dying. the online distribution is going to be key moving forward. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll be back with a podcast on Friday. Then we'll be back with a brand new Periscope on Monday night at 10 p.m. If you've got any ideas for what you want to talk about next Monday, if you're struggling with anything in your career, your life, anything at all, you've seen something interesting you think we should cover, you've got recommendations for books, for future book clubs, please tweet me. It's at Ross A. Grant. Snapchat me at Ross A. Grant. Instagram me at Ross A. Grant. Twitter me at Ross A. Grant. It's always at Ross A. Grant. Or the site's handle is at Act On This TV on everything as well. Thanks, Ross. Sleep well, everyone, says Warren. Have a good night, everyone, says Selena. Appreciate you all. Thank you. Thanks to everybody watching on the replay. And remember, guys, what the whole scope is about. Get your incompletes done this week. Try and clear off that shit on your desk if you can. And clear your physical space in order to clean your mental space. Get out there and get them, guys. I'll speak to you very, very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.